Yeah. Yeah.
Something smells like oranges, like orange peels.
Ah.
Oh, we should do Throwback Thursdays, like for real, for real.
Throwback
Like I'm all
Thursdays.
about like Throwback Thursdays. Like I am all for it.
We were supposed to start that like 36 Thursdays ago, right? Yeah, we can do that. Or Flashback Friday.
No, we're not doing shit on Friday. Thursday. Today's Thursday.
Today's Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. Or Throwback Thursday.
Thoughty Thursdays.
What'd you say?
Thoughty Thursdays.
Thoughty
like we
Thursdays.
only react to thoughty music.
Oh my god, I love that. I just imagine like a stream of like Cardi B music. She makes the best like thoughty music. If you can categorize it
Doesn't
as
she
thoughty
have
music.
a song that has like that word thought in it?
The thought song? There's a thought song.
Let's look it up later. All right, so we got Ed Sheeran featuring Taylor Swift, The Joker and the Queen. Ooh,
Joker and the Queen.
like for some reason I instantly like thought of the Joker and then the Queen from The Wizard of Oz. I don't know why.
The last couple of music videos from Ed Sheeran has been very cinematic. Like, remember the one with the vampires?
Yeah.
Damn, I forget the name of the song. Do you remember? I mean, it's not important, but it was a really good song.
Yeah, it was really
It was
good.
a really good song.
That song like really grew on me.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one bad song produced and sang by Ed Sheeran. Like he's just consistently really good.
Yeah, he's really talented.
And he's such a likable dude. Which makes him even better. And then
And he's another one that's pretty diverse in his
he's oddly
music.
diverse, yeah.
Yeah, because like I first heard Ed Sheeran from Photograph, which is very different from the Ed Sheeran I've been listening to lately,
With
which is
Storm.
more pop.
Stormzy.
Oh right, he did
Yeah.
a song with Stormzy.
Yeah, no, he's cool. All right.
How was I to know? It's a crazy thing. I showed you my hand, and you still let me win. And who was I to say that this was meant to be?
What a beautiful line. I showed you my hand and you still let me win. Like if you think about like a card game, you show your hand, like the other person has an advantage. So I love how he used that as an analogy to the relationship. Really good.
To say that this was meant to be. The road that was broken brought us together. And I know you could fall for 1,000 kings and hearts that would give you a diamond ring. When I fall, you see the best in me, the Joker and the Queen.
I've been playing
I love the whole card reference.
the whole theme. Like, yeah,
No.
he so good. Even like the folding portion of it and the Joker and the Queen itself, so good. And I love that this is very similar to this other song that he's made, which is such an ideal and perfect song for like a wedding. Do you know what song I'm talking about? Damn. But yeah, this is you can feel it.
Yeah, the line where he says like you can play 1,000 games and you could get a diamond ring from
All these kings.
from like all these kings, right? Basically saying that she can have anybody she wants. She can play anybody's game and she can get a ring from any of them, but she's with him. that represents like the queen, right? You think of a queen, the queen can have essentially anybody, but she chose the Joker,
Yeah.
which illustrates how he felt in the relationship. He didn't feel like a prince or a king. He just felt like someone that had someone that he really thought could have anybody. And he felt extremely fortunate to be that person she chose.
Yeah, and if you even think about it in like a historical sense, like the Joker is typically the jester, right? Like they're typically entertainment for the king and queen. They're there to kind of just do what they're being asked to do. And so, and like even in that sense, it's interesting because he's already set two different like levels between himself and the person that he's talking about. Like they're not on the same level.
Right.
So I love that.
And the queen. I've been played before. If you hadn't guessed, so I kept my cards close to my foolproof vest. But you called my bluff and saw through all my tells. And then you went all in, and we left together. And I know you think that what makes a king is gold, a palace and diamond rings. When I fold, you see the best in me, the Joker and the Queen. And I know you could fall for 1,000 kings and hearts that would give you a diamond ring. When I
Even like the suits, right? Like hearts, diamonds. Ah,
Yeah, the whole play on the card theme that matches the song perfectly. Just amazing to keep that theme going.
yeah.
And I like everything they say, and we can talk about it after the video.
that would give you a diamond ring. When I folded, you saw the best in me, the Joker and the Queen, the Joker and the Queen.
I love how universal this song is because anyone from anywhere can understand what they're talking about if they understand like the basics of any card game.
Yeah, and how that card game represents this relationship, which was
Not just this relationship, but just like the world, right? The pool of people that you could be with, I think, is like the deck of cards.
yeah. Yeah, and I like the line where they say they're what did they say exactly? I don't know, I'll just paraphrase because I can't remember exactly what they said. But essentially saying that, you see the best in that person when they fold. When a person folds, they're vulnerable, right? Like they're in a position of weakness. and to still be able to see the best of that person in that moment, I think is what everybody wants, right? Like it's easy to be there for someone when they're in a good space, but when you're in a situation where your circumstances aren't good and life hits you hard, you want people to be there for you in that circumstance. That's when it's really important to have support, not when things are going great. And so I think they really illustrate that, especially like when you're going all in. That just shows like how committed you are to that hand and to that person, whether it's a relationship or a friendship, depending on what type of situationship they have.
Yeah, and going back to like the first line when Ed Sheeran sings, I showed my hand. I think, you can also rephrase that as, I expressed my feelings to you. I was vulnerable.
Right.
And then I think what you're talking about is when they say, you brought the best in me. I think that's what they said. And if you kind of think about like a poker game or like blackjack, for instance, you think about when someone folds, but you still bring the best in them. It's almost like even though you kind of surrender, there's almost like that level of hope that they instill. And I think that's always important to have someone or people that are supportive in that way, just in general, not just like in a relationship, but just in life. It's easier to get through. And so it makes you want to like play again, right? So it makes you have hope to, jump into another relationship if it didn't work. So this was a really good song.